instead of Miss Tommy, I could plan. Make it one more now. Take the minus this, instead of Miss Tommy, stop someone down the lane. Make it one more now. And forward. Instead of Miss Tommy, I could plan. Make it one more now. Take the minus this, instead of Miss Tommy, stop someone down the lane. Make it one more now.
I'm Detective Sergeant Robert Sand at the Essex Police Station at the incident opposite South Rettendon, present as a colleague.
Find yourself in Chapel Auto Station, South Police Station.
We're interviewing Jasper. Eddie, would you introduce yourself to Tate, please?
My name is Jasper.
Now, we specifically spoke about incidents involving transportation of drugs and the killing of 3 people in Essex. Is it right to say that we went in your company to Essex this afternoon at 3 o'clock?
Correct.
And what was the purpose of that?
Find the place where the killer was shot and pick that up.
Right. What we're talking about is an area in Essex which we went to under your direction. Is it fair to say that from here we went with 2 metropolitan police officers in the car? First of all, we went to up there under your direction. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And where did you direct us to? Right. And we went to a road just off a station road where there's a cab firm. Is that right? And you indicated cab firm. So what was the name of the cab firm? Right. Now, what is the reference to windmill cabs? What's the significance of that place?
The first person I picked up at time had to meet the second person at the cab office to pick up an answer.
So, let's go right back to the beginning. You picked up somebody from where? The first man. Who was that? Yeah. Who was it? What was his name? Dean Heckerty. Where does Dean live? Have you got an address for it?
Well known by two.
What happened, Dean?
We went to
Meeting at Palms at what time?
about 10:30.
Right.
Went to next to Bruce cab office. Met the second fella,
Yeah. Who was the second fella?
Jesse Gale,
Jesse Gale.
called by name by Billy Gale.
Right.
They walked around the back of the cab office. He'd come back with an Audible.
What colour Audible?
Black and gold bag. Went to where I showed you.
The lane there. Which was, I made a note, eh?
That was full time down
Rectory Lane it was. Yeah. Well, you drove up there, yeah. Why? Dropped him off.
by the gates, farm gate.
Yeah.
Went down about 20 yards. Turned back, come round, pulled back.
Wait for
Right.
What was he wearing?
Blue tracksuit and then like a white sort of half neck. Over neck thing.
Yeah. What footwear do you have?
White training.
Any colour? Mate, they were.
Really not.
It was gone along. Right. What was the purpose of you going down here? What was it all about? What did you understand he was going there for?
Truck film.
Right. To buy. Did he say what?
All through the Charlie.
Right. So he goes away. Was he carrying anything at the time? Yeah, hold on. Did you see a weapon at all? Right. So he goes away. It's gone how long?
About 4 months.
Right. What the time now, be?
One-ish.
Right. When he comes back, what happens then?
It's got 2 of them.
Yeah. What's the second older look like?
It's like a rucksack, really. I like that.
Yeah. Do you remember what it's like, what colour? What did he say?
Put back in the motor and said, let's go.
Right. When you came out of that lane, you went to the end of the road. Which way did you go? When you back out on the main road. Right. And then this afternoon you took us left, took us round and roundabout. You have to come back towards Wickford. Where did you go from there?
To the south.
Whereabouts in South Woodford?
More into one bar.
What happened there?
You know.
Right. Have you seen him since?
Yeah.
Has anything been discussed between them? When I say you, you're talking about.
Gunman.
Yeah.
What did you get out of it? Like £5 grand. Did you get that night? No, mate.
How much you got there?
We've done it all. Right. The killings at the 3 that were at the shop. When did you hear about that? Next time. How did you hear about that? How you linked what you did the night before, or the early hours of the morning that day. That shoot. Because it's so different. Has Dean or Jesse said that to you? Are they responsible for that then, or are they involved in that?
When Dean got back in the car, I got that phone Jesse out. I said, yeah, sweet, I've got the power. Well, so you're involved.
So you're involved? Involved.
I understand.
What are you doing wrong? Yeah.
What road is he? You know, look for station at Pearl's.
Alright. Do you know Dean's number, mobile phone number? Have you got that to hand? Did you get hold of that?
Yeah.
Alright. He made a call as soon as he got in the car. With the 2 holders. Alright. We're going to roll back to the beginning and go through the lot again, yeah, just to make sure we cover everything. How did you first come into contact with Eddie? Girl first?
No, then you.
School or
It's football.
football? Right. What connection made you football? You scope by and watch it. Right. And you're good friends or yeah? How many years? Yeah. Yeah. When was the last time you saw? Months ago. The afternoon. Yeah. What was the conversation? I don't really care about Tate. It was not me or anything like that. How did he get in contact with you about this job? He's come out, did he? And what was the context of the job? What did you tell me about?
He's still got a bit of work, yeah, £5 grand.
Drive someone.
Drive them away.
Just drive someone somewhere and drive them back. Do you ask anything about it? What do you take it to be? Try the job again. Yeah. Alright. When
Because the little gal had a meet with some fellas to do a drug deal.
I don't know about Bill, but it turned out to be old Bill. And he got picked up for it, did he? What connection has that got with this? Have you got any connection? Shooting. No. What about Dean?
How long have you known? Where's Dean from?
He's from Woodford, isn't he? Well, we had to get your details from Woodford. Yeah. This time is Gal, yeah. Yeah, no. Alright. When was the last time you saw Dean?
Oh, bless you. Shit. No, after. You only saw him, the last time really you saw him would have been today on there. Yeah. Have you spoken to him since? On the phone? Not at all. No. You obviously met Gal on Gal Overton.
Prior to the job taking place. How long before did he ask you to help week? Like literally a week before. Yeah. And then did you meet Dean between that week?
No. The first time you met Dean was I was going to pick him up.
Right. When did you get all your instructions and that? How was that all done? Where to go and what to do on the initial pickup?
Just direction. That was from Dean in the car. What about actually going to the apartment?
Picking him up. Where did you get those instructions from Bill? Right. When did he tell you that? The week before. You gave all those instructions.
Have you had contact with him over the phone?
I didn't know that. I was just doing it for the job is still going ahead. Run him up and run him. Right.
No, I don't get that.
William George Jasper.
Do you remember when you said that you went over Battles Bridge on the way back from collecting this cocaine and that the bloke stopped and he walked off somewhere? Now that's changed, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Because you told us that yesterday. Why was that made up?
Because I wasn't prepared to lay all my cards on the table.
Right. The scene you took us to, that lane, yeah. Are you sure that that is the right spot?
Not 90% sure.
Why do you think that is the right spot?
Garden centre on the corner.
Right. Okay. And having recognised the garden centre, you knew that there was a lane next to it. And what about where you stop up that lane? Why did you stop there? Is it?
Because I was told to stop it.
Yeah, but I mean, why? When we went up there, what features did you recognise that identified it as a spot? The gates. Right. That is the only thing. Right.
In relation to that, you know when you showed us that site, yeah, those gates,
Yeah.
and then we drove down a little bit and spun round in there. It's like a farm or something there. Can you recall whether when you was there, did you actually drive past there?
I think I done
Never
it.
went past there with him. You didn't go down that farm. You're quite happy with that.
Yeah.
It was only there was definitely prior to that farm, or that turning round point, yeah.
Right, okay.
And going on from that, we're now saying whereas before you said you went to Bellsbridge and you got out and took a bag over into a field and out of sight. You then went from there and you took him away back to London. Yeah. And then if we just go on from there very briefly, you dropped him off, haven't you?
Yeah.
What did you do after that?
The car back.
To
Peacock Gym.
Peacock Gym. And you left it there, did you? Did you meet anyone at Peacock Gym? Right. So how did you leave the vehicle?
Four corners. The wall.
Right. Keys? Anything in the vehicle?
Bag.
The head bag. This is the one he first came out. Yeah. And I was seeing that thing you've given us that you saw in that head bag at the scene of the gates and that. 2 weapons. Yeah. Were they still in the head bag or had he taken them with him?
Just a shop.
Just a shotgun. So the 9mm Browning pistol had gone. He took that with him. Right, okay. When did he take that out?
I don't know. Probably on the way back to the car.
Right, he didn't take it out whilst he was sitting in the car with you on the way to London. Right, okay. Have you ever seen that car since? No. What do you understand's happened to the motor then?
Probably crushed.
What happened to the obviously you're saying that he brought back a rucksack of some sort, yeah. Where did that go?
He got out with it.
He got out of it and dropped him off. Do you know where that went from there? Do you know what happened?
As he got out of the car with the rucksack, Elsies put up outside the wine bar.
Yeah.
Gal come out, give him the rucksack, got into the green coloured robe and new shape. Crowbar. It's the white bar.
So you and Gal got into the Rover, and then he went in the white ball, yeah. So Gal's taking the bag
Rucksack.
into the rucksack into the Rover and then gone.
Yeah.
Is that his Rover? Do you know where it went from there? Have you heard what happened to it since then? Did you get any of that gear at all?
Couple of snows.
Yeah. When was that? Is that when did you get
Next
that?
night.
Next night. All right, and you got £5,000 for doing that, for transporting that. So how did that get sorted out? And how did you hear about it go through that with me?
Pulled up at Morton's. Gal come out in the bag. Gal got in the Rover. Got into the pub. Gal pulled up the side of the car, undone the window, and he said to me, right, take the car back. Tomorrow night, then.
10 o'clock in Moulton's.
Yeah.
Where's the £5,000 now? Do you bang that up or
Spent it.
what, a lot?
Really?
It's quite a lot of money, isn't it? In 4 years.
Not really.
Bloody goes, isn't it?
Especially on drugs.
Yeah.
How much you pay for your drugs in it? £300 a day.
What's it go? Well, you heroin, is it?
Rocks.
Yeah. What's that, £100 a lot time or?
£200 a time on rocks, £100 a time on brag.
Yeah. And soon go on that then, wouldn't it? A couple of weeks will be gone, wouldn't
Couple of bits of crowbar.
it? So you've known Gal for about 10 years.
Yeah.
And for about 7 or so, innit? Yeah. When was it all of this arranged about picking up the gear and everything?
Week before.
Right, so if we say, you mentioned the 5th, the actual incidents that we're concerned with are obviously the 6th and 7th, which is a Wednesday, Thursday. What sort of time, what sort of date would you put? End of November, middle of November?
At the end of November. Something like that. I'm not so keen on the dates.
Right, okay. And then how did it all start then? Phone calls, call around the house, or what? How did it all go ahead from the beginning?
See Gal in Morton's. He said, do you want to come down to the Mexican gaff? Went down there, sitting in there having a drink. And then sat at the table and started talking.
It was the first you knew of it, was it?
Mm.
Right. So how was his name brought into it?
Because little words were slipped up, you know what I mean?
What, whilst you were discussing it in the restaurant?
Mm.
Right, because obviously that's quite in depth in the first couple of pages, like the history on what the job was all about and everything. I mean, where did all that come out?
Well, half and half, you know what I mean? In the restaurant, taxi actually, he had a word, he got in touch with me, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, just trying to establish really, mate, how it all comes up, you know. We've got to try and picture everything from the beginning, haven't we? How the whole thing's set up. Because obviously if we're going to go and speak to these people, we need to know before we get there the whole event as it's happened. So we know whether they're lying to us or not.
The meeting that took place in the restaurant where they discussing the fact that they could rob them. Yeah. What was the exact conversation there?
Did you get, well, why don't we rob them? Gal said there'd probably be too many come back. And taking that game.
What did you mean by that, taking that game? What did you understand that to mean?
Put them out then, isn't it?
Kill them.
Yeah. Gal turned around and said, no, just rob them.
And what was your feeling?
Well,
It wasn't down to you that you would...
I just thought that they was going to do a deal.
Yeah.
Obviously, somewhere along the line, they've changed their mind.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, when you look at what you're saying, you're all sitting there and they're saying they're talking about killing them. Gets a bit serious, doesn't it?
Not really.
Well, I view it seriously.
Yeah, but I've been brought up like that.
But was you more to the point? I mean, how far were you willing to go if it came to killing them?
I want to go.
If you knew they was going to be killed, you wouldn't have gone. Providing they was going to be robbed, you'd be willing to go.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just looking at, you know, your statement you made.
I'm not trying to trip you up, but I mean, all this is going to be of evidential value sooner or later, isn't it? And just want to get it clear, because some people might say, well, hang on a minute, it might be you that sort of set it up, that you might be in a bit deeper than what you're saying. You're shaking your head. This is where I'll is this right, what's in your statement? Because here it says that, there's a dispute over the money, that there's money owed, that they're going to rip them off for the drugs. And then Gail said, we can rob them. We can't rob them, as there will be comebacks. If we might as well take them out of the game. And Gail said, let's just rob them. Gail said to me, Phil, do you want to earn five large ones, £5,000, presumably, for driving them? So at that stage, you were still happy that it was going to be
A robbery.
I've had a brief look at this statement that you've made of your own. They'll become an exhibit later on. But is everything you've said in this true?
100%.
Another thing I want to ask you, have you ever been in Essex before?
No,
Well, have you ever been in Essex before? I'll ask you again, because I'm not sure whether you have or whether you haven't.
well, I've been in this at Chelmsford.
Have you? When was that? What, Chelmsford Prison?
Oh, Chelmsford. Chelmsford Village.
Chelmsford Village. When was that?
Last year sometime.
Right. What was that for?
Go to a funeral.
Was it? Have you ever been through Rettendon before?
Mm.
Or South Woodham? Or Battlesbridge?
Mm.
So you're 100% right up front on all this.
I'm just getting pissed off with this because you just keep fucking saying, I'm 100%, I'm 100%. It's my fucking life that's at risk.
Yeah.
I ain't wasting fucking time, you know what I mean? People in the court cell know that Essex police are coming to take me away, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now I'm going to go back to the fucking prison and say, Jasper was in court, Essex police coming to take
Well, I
me.
know. I mean, let me assure you that your safety is being considered and that things are being discussed today, this afternoon. And
100%.
we was considering perhaps taking you out, right? Just to see if you can go over the route you took and everything, and have another look at that lane, because when we went up there, it was thick fog, wasn't it? Just to sort of reassure yourself and reassure us that you've got the right spot.
I've got the right spot.
But do you agree that when we went up there, it was dark and it was foggy?
Yeah. And when I went out there before, it was fucking dark and misty.
Was it? I think it might pay just to go up, because we've been down there, right? And we've been down there like in daylight, and you get a totally different picture, you know what I mean? That's what I said to you earlier about identifying the gate.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you're going by.
Garden centre, because as we went past the garden centre, I said you left there.
Yeah, yeah. But there are some like similar sort of roads down there.
It's not that we doubt you or anything like that. We're just trying to sort of, because you sort of, when we're coming down here from
I know what you're trying. I know what you're trying to do. You're just trying to fucking trick me. That's what you're trying to do.
we're not.
If you don't want it, then we fucking forget it. We rip the piece of paper up, and you can go and fucking.
That's the only thing we're getting at, because you mentioned Rayleigh and you knew Rayleigh, and you're not. I've never been to Essex before, so we think, well, hang on, you just say you mentioned Rayleigh. So it's only because you've been down there before. How long ago was that then?
A couple of weeks.
You've been down there a couple of weeks ago.
About a week.
Oh, really? Right. That's soon, really. Yeah. Did you go anywhere else?
No.
Just sort of like this Rayleigh area, was it? Anyone with you?
Cab driver.
Or he came down with you, or he brought you down here?
777-300.
What's that? The local cab firm, is it? What, for here, or is it? I know you got good memory.
I've got a very good memory.
How many times have you been down here?
Once.
That was about a week ago.
Yeah.
Right. That's the only thing I was sort of thinking, hang on. And that's the only thing I asked you, mate. Yeah. Straight up.
I came down here to get a cab to rob him. But he ended up giving me money anyway. And I took him to Romford. And I took him to the East End.
So what happened there then? Did you rob him or didn't you?
No, never.
But you say he give you some money?
Yeah. I made out I needed some money. I fannied him, conned him.
All right.
So he helped you out, sort of thing. Yeah. Came about 40 quid. What's that?
You're right. You're happy the way you've been treated and everything. I know. I keep saying that, and I know you're getting pissed off because you're turning around and you're saying to us, "Well, look, I'm trying to help you out, but you're treating me like uh, as though you've done something wrong. You know, as though you was a prisoner in our custody." Well, you are, and I mean that has come as a result of what you said, hasn't it? But as I say, really, there's got to be a decision made as to how we're going to treat him, hasn't there? And I just hope that you can perhaps bear with us with that. But I mean, from what you said, I mean, at the time, this is what this conspiracy is, that you were sitting there and that you was quite willing to sort of pick up some drugs and bring it all the way over here. But what we're saying is that you're the only one that's told us that. So it could all be made up. No, listen, it could all be made up or it could all be true. And we've got to bear in mind, and I quite agree, that it's information that you're giving us and that you've come forward. I'm just trying to keep it in perspective, you know. I don't want you sitting down the cells, worrying yourself as to what's going to happen. You know a fair bit about the law, I would imagine, and you know what can be proved and what can't be proved, and all the rest of it, can't you?
He said I'm gonna come out and blow down my door. Went in, fall through my window, so they put me in the back of the car at the station. From that point on, me reach my destination. Where the destination, reaching out east to Denton. Where then, up down my hands, slope up my back, bumping forward. You know, still him told me how to play it. Make your mama now, and take the man and say, so let him stop, someone on my way. Make your mama now.